Does Apex Legends need a solo mode? This has been a question in the community since the Iron Crown event that brought us solos as a LTM, and most people in the Apex community have been asking for the return of solos as a permanent mode. But could it truly work in Apex Legends, a game that is centered around teamwork? Welcome back to another video, and I'm Playboisasuke, and today I'll be trying to explain the pros and the cons of the permanent solo mode if Apex Legends decide to implement it, which they said they are trying to find new ways to explore to try to implement it into Apex Legends. So leave a like, comment and subscribe. So let's start off with the pros of solo mode, then the cons. The first pro: there's a lot of people who solo versus squads and duos being the least stressful of the two. This painstaking experience of you putting yourself against teams of 3 and 2s will fortunately have a positive outcome, and this experience will lead to you being able to take on a full team by yourself and boost your individual skill. You will learn to isolate enemies, use your environment to your advantage, and also improve your decision making, overall game sense and skill. But what if we remove the factor of the 2-person team or the other extra person on the enemy team? Then it becomes more linear. It's just you and them, mano and mano, with who has more skill in either movement or aim. This is the first pro of solo mode in Apex Legends, because this will be a more straightforward experience instead of having to die to a team coming to third party you after you just single-handedly wipe an entire squad by yourself, and you are more than likely to have no shield and was low on health. The solo mode would eliminate the need for worry if it's a full team holding hands charging straight towards you, or how far behind the next member or 2 of the enemy squad is that you just downed. A solo mode in Apex Legends would increase your individual skill just from this experience only, because it would help you to win your 1v1s and improve on the skills you get from the same experience of fighting a 1v3. Because ideally, when you are doing a 1v3, you would want to isolate them from their teammates, and ideally you would be fighting 3 different 1v1s. So one pro of solo mode would be constant progression you would make as a player in Apex Legends. The second pro is that you wouldn't have to deal with teammates that aren't on the same skill level as you. We all know in Apex Legends that skill-based matchmaking is complete rubbish and will pair you a level 500 with a level 94 teammate. And as I've said before in other videos, you shouldn't depend on your random teammates to help you win the game. It's not a good habit to have. Your teammate probably took the shield that you wanted or all the ammo for the R301 that you pinged for, and they ignored your request and the many other things that random low skill teammates do in games. Solos would eliminate that factor of the game of having to deal with low level teammates who you can't depend on. It's just you and your own decisions which will either lead to your win or your own downfall. You won't have to worry about if your teammates decides to push recklessly without having the appropriate information to fully deal with the situation, which will then put you at a disadvantage because you are now fighting consistent 2v3s or 1v2s. The third pro is that you can play your main till you get sick of the random teammates. You won't always get to play your mains even if you have 2 mains, which is why I have 3: Horizon, Valk and Ray. But with randoms, your main doesn't matter if they get first picks. It's dead set they're going to pick whoever they feel free to use, which kinda sucks because sometimes you are probably better with the legend than your teammate with the overall use of their kit. But little Timmy wants to be controller ace or fade. That being said, do not harass anyone for picking your main or doing petty things in game to ruin their experience. Just because they picked your main, grow up and act more mature. It's just a game and you will get to pick your main in the next match. So don't go insulting them with your comms or anything. They're just trying to get better at the game just like you, with their favorite legend just like you. Okay? Alright, with solos you'll be able to hone your skills with your main to perfection and would overall improve your skill in Apex. The pros of solo mode in Apex is more driven towards personal improvement with your overall skill in the game and would overall boost that skill level beyond your expectations while playing trios and duos. But we all know Apex Legends is a team oriented game. There are legends that will not do well in solo mode, which brings to my first con. Certain legends' entire kits are built solely around the purpose of teamwork, such as Lifeline, Gibby, Caustic, Watson, and Crypto. These legends mostly play the support or defensive role in their team. The only defensive legend that I can see doing well in solo mode is Rampart, because her kit can be used to play more for herself if used correctly, as we can see from the gaming merchant. But you can argue the case that you can do the same with the legends that I've already listed, and yes you can, but a counter argument to this would be that a high skill player could pull it off, and that is true, but most of the player base, even in the current state, don't play these legends, so why would they even try to play them in solos? And this leads to my next con of solo mode. Some legends would fade into oblivion in solo mode. If you look at the legend tracker right now, you would see that top pick legends are legends that can play for themselves and themselves only. Wraith, Bloodhound, Pathfinder, Octane, etc. You would see the influx of movement legends and legends who could play for themselves in the entire lobby. Hell, you will probably see at least 20 raids. And yes, a counter argument can be made that you can play other legends in duos and trios, but let's be real to ourselves. If Apex Legends introduces solos, you would probably never touch duos or trios again, unless it's to play with your friends or if it's to play rank, because random teammates are a headache, and I'm sure the Apex Legends legend tracker counts from all aspects of the game, including duos, trios, arenas, and rank, to come up with the average rate of which each legend is picked. And I am 98% sure, as I said, most of you will be playing solos. If we had the chance, as an upcoming content creator for Apex Legends myself, I would mostly play solos because it would make for good content and overall a more enjoyable experience in the game, and probably your favorite streamer would too, which is why you wouldn't see anyone running Gibby or Crypto in solos, because you wouldn't put yourself at a disadvantage when going up against movement legends and legends who can just outplay their kit completely. The final con of solo modes in Apex is that it would probably ruin your ability to play in a team. Look, let's be real to ourselves. Not all of us can be the fragger of our team / powerhouse like Timmy or Asu. Most of us suit the role of a IGL or a support role, like me. I have come to accept that I am not a fragger even though I play movement legends / assault legends. I can deal with a 1v2, but I can't do a 1v3. I know my strengths. I am more of an all-round in the team. I can do a bit of everything. I'm a well-rounded player. I am the team player. Most of you would fit one of these 4 categories that I just highlighted, and if you think you fit the role of a fragger the most, then congratulations, you would excel in solos mode. But some of us won't. But I can't undermine the point I made that solos would improve your overall ability in Apex Legends. But I can't overlook the part that it would probably ruin the teamwork part of you that Apex Legends encourages with every game you play. If you've made it this far in the video, leave a like and subscribe. These are just my thoughts and opinion on a solo mode in Apex Legends. If you have any opinions of your own, feel free to share in the comment section, because it would make for an interesting conversation. But to be completely honest, when looking at both sides of the coin of a solo mode in Apex Legends, I think a solo mode in Apex Legends would be good for players who are trying to improve and not have to deal with the dynamic chaotic hell that is a full team pulling up on you when you are low on health, and it will probably breed a whole new generation of high level players for content creation and for pro play. But these are just my thoughts, and Respawn has said they are exploring new ways to bring solos back to Apex Legends, so that is a positive. This has been Playboisasuke, and until next video, have a great day.